Alright, we're now in Act 3 of Pillars of Eternity. So let's load up our game. We're going to do some endless paths as long as I'm sufficient level for it. And then we'll probably do the quest for the place that's northeast of the stronghold. But first we're going to see how far we could get in the endless paths. That's our primary objective right now. Alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. Various quests for the endless paths, so we'll see how far we could get. I know right where we left off ages ago. We haven't been back here since, but it'll be nice to clean up some quests. Alright, so we want to head here to level 2. You can see all the previous killings I've done. Then we could take this to get down to level 5 quickly. Actually, let's just go the regular way. I don't want to have to use up a resource on it. It doesn't take long to run through these dungeons. The levels tend to be smaller and more compact than some of the other dungeons in the game. So it's not really that much of an issue. Master Staircase. I think the Master Staircase will allow us to choose a lower level. Let's check. Level 5. Yeah, let's go. That skips one level. Only an hour's time wasted. Not bad. Not much. Not sure how many levels there are to the endless paths. I think I stopped at either level 7 or 8. I think it was 7 though. Should be getting close. Maybe one more level? Maybe? Or maybe it is level 6. Okay, this is the level. So level 7 is where we left off long ago in this place. And it specifically told us that we would get our asses handed to us, and we did. I don't think I will now, though. I'm level 9. I've gained 4 levels since then.
Quiet. I'll stay out of sight.
Yeah, let's explore over here. I actually want them flipped. Fire prism. Oh, dang it. Oh, okay. Good.
Let's go.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Yeah? The power.
Yes? Moe Ixi.
Levaru Beyond Speak! Let's go.
Stand.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
There's
What's
something-
this?
An opal. Oh, whatever I did just activated that. I don't know what that is, but it activated it. Okay. Does that mean there's something here I have to activate for these? Did I already do that? Not sure. I'll go back and check. I may have already activated those.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Oh, I didn't even see that there.
Keep quiet.
How could I be missing something? Maybe I get it later.
Keeping an eye out.
So I got these two activated. A study. Gabrano's work must be here somewhere. Oh no! Just one wizard. One wizard's
This
nothing
was
to worry about.
Gabranos. This was the great scholar I was looking for.
You said he controlled the elements. Looks like this is what he used that for. Seems like it. Stoic. Gotta go stoic. But why? He'd travel everywhere. I found traces of work on 2 separate continents, and he ends his days here, doing this? Was this the source of all that knowledge? Those experiments out there? The bodies He was one man. That doesn't mean you were wrong about the rest of it. Knowledge takes sacrifice. The knowledge didn't save them. This place is a ruin. Nothing's worse. He was one man. That doesn't mean you were wrong about the rest of it. Maybe, but I was wrong about him for certain. I took him for an inspiration. I wanted... Oh, never mind. Kinda sighs. Let's find the tablet and get out of here.
Steady does it.
Earth prism. A two-handed wand, which would be good for Aloth.
This can't be it. But the symbols... No. I was so close. Look, you can see, there's his name. And these symbols. Virtue. Gods, the rest is too worn away. There must be something, a verse, even a word. Be like unto the waves, be wrathful as the sea, anything. Is there really nothing? Not even to explain this?
He bends over the shattered fragments, pulling the largest of them together. Removing a rolled piece of paper and a stick of charcoal from his pockets, he sets about forlornly making a few rubbings. Maybe you could salvage some small part of it. Isn't it enough that you found it? What, this shattered mess? I might as well bring back an empty piece of parchment. Kinda sighs and sets down his charcoal. He gazes down at the fragments. But it existed once. It was here, whole. He runs his fingers over the stone. Maybe you're right. The tablet was here and you still have the phrase you found in Ixmitil. You were right. Tell that to the Lore College. But think of what we've learned. We are the first people in 2,000 years to descend this far. Whatever was on the tablet, your people made the Tavi Oratora their own. What Gabinos thought about it doesn't matter. How about number 3? Sounds good. Kind of frowns a little, his brows furrowing in thought. That is true enough. There were already differences in phrasing, and much of the has changed even in the past centuries. Better for us to go our own way than follow Gumbranos' example. But that does little to ease our conflicts. Kana gets back to his feet. I'll be glad to be out of this place, I think. I could use some air. Yeah, another quest completed.
I'll stay out of sight.
Let's go! This isn't... Let's go!
Let's go. Need something? Let's go.
Let's see what lies this way. What's this?
Scroll of Moonwell. Some copper. So the question is, did I get one for here now? Let's check. Usually it seems like there's something hidden close by that gives you the prism that you need. Like here. Okay, the earth one that was hidden in this level was responsible for that then. Okay. That's what I thought.
Keeping an eye out.
So this is the area that was supposed to be higher level. Windows updates why every time? Go away. Have to load the game, or else when I'm forced to alt tab out due to sound like Windows updates. If I don't reload or zone or something, seems like my frames per second tanks drastically. So just a quick reload of the game should solve it. These guys are still pretty high level for me.
Hey.
My mind.
This thing isn't doing the job. Guy.
Let's go. This isn't working.
This fight is tough still.
Need something?
Yeah.
Let's see what lies this way.
Well, I definitely have to rest after that. That was a tough fight. Artificer's Hall. Construction complete and payday. Let's see. Let's do Brilliant Radiance. Alteration. Let's explore around this area. I hope that little fight there was like a boss fight or something, because I've been I'm 4 levels higher than I was the first time I came here, and those spirits still warned me that these guys were above my level. Maybe I just can't do the endless paths right now. Save our game just in case. If we have to leave, we can leave. It's not an issue. Well, we got the level 8. Not sure how many levels there are in the endless paths. You would think endless, but games don't work that way. Endless paths might be 10 levels or 12 levels. Who knows? Oh, failed to disarm the trap.
Right.
Yes? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, that must have counted as like a mini boss fight or something. Because these guys are easy.
I'll stay out of sight. Sure. Quiet.
What's this?
Drugs.
Not even slowing it! I have them! Moe Ixi Ana!
Keep it quiet.
I think I see something.
Money, money, money. Money. Is that it, the other hand of the statue? Kind of looks that way.
I have them!
Laying low.
The copper veins run beneath the Adder's surface, providing a skeletal framework that protrudes like bone through rotting flesh. Okay, it looks like these guys are friendly on the hand, so let me save my game, because I'm sure they'll turn on me being their Dargles. Vampire. At the center of this massive Adder structure, beneath the long shadow of the Titan's curled fingers, sits what appears to be a man. Unlike the slaver and animalistic creatures you have encountered on this floor, this man is regally composed, lounging upon a crooked stone throne, yet his gaze has a piercing, feverish quality. Vampires are this game's version of vampires, by the way. At least according to things I've picked up earlier in the game. He watches you intently as you approach. What are you then? One of theirs? Strange that you survived the planning stages. He speaks in fluid Ingwithian. You know, though his voice is taut with strain. It must have been hard for them, those beggars, those cowards, but you won't go any further. No, you can go right on back to them, your masters. Let them feast on you instead. Let's do diplomatic. Ah, you can understand him. Ask him everything. What an opportunity. The man looks startled. He gives a short laugh. You understand? Look here. Even the foreigners speak our tongue now. Truly, we are an immortal people. He laughs again. But that only makes it all the more clear, you see. You must be with them. How have they kept you so whole? You are remarkably well preserved. His eyes narrow. Attempt to pass and you'll go screaming back into the void, puppet. Who's this they? Them, the others. He waves a hand impatiently. Filthy, greedy savages, all of them. How quickly we decay. No dignity at the end. Just the stink of rot and gaps in flesh and mind alike. Do you know, I think some of them have started eating one another? He snorts. No, I won't waste the adder on them. Not on them. It's mine. Who deserves it more? There's little enough for myself. I will not share. Do you hear me? You can all rot. Take a great leap into the afterlife. 2,000 years too late. What is this about Adra? The Adra will do you no good. You can no more make use of it than they can. Only I recall the rites, the spell work. If they were only more clever, perhaps they'd have learned it themselves. Too late now. Too late by far. Better to put them down like the carrion feeders they are. I'll let you pass then. I'll even answer your foolish little questions. Only let me be rid of these pets. I'll do it, fine. No wide promises now. Do this for me and you can go anywhere you please. I'll have what I want. He didn't really tell me what exactly he wanted, though. Strange. Maybe I just have to clear out the rest of this floor. Thick, rust-red veins of dead Adra wormed their way through the statue's wrist and into the darkness beyond. Oh, that's the area he doesn't want me to go. Oops, okay.
Right.
Hello.
So let's go back this
Hello?
way and finish exploring this area. And see if that's what he wants done.
Will be made on ons.
Let's go.
Your thought. My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Sure.
Ah, a new fast travel point. Good. Because I'm probably going to need it with how low I am on campfires.
I think I see something. Yes?
Yeah. Shh. Sure.
Will they answer?
Let's go.
I thought.
Following your... Your tale ends here! Mow it.
Yeah.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Fine morning star. One lockpick required,
As
that's
requested.
fine. Leather armor, plumed helm, camping supplies. Excellent. I needed a camping supply. The runes and engravings upon this familiar machine are unnaturally well preserved. The machine itself remains inert and lifeless.
What's this?
My mind.
Stuck.
Alright.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
I'm gonna save my game, it's been a bit.
I wish you no harm.
Arthur Worden.
Let's go.
Keeping an eye out.
Alright.
I'll give it a try, at least.
Yeah, I got plenty of lockpicks, just open the
As
door.
requested.
If I don't open it, it'll drive my OCD insane. My completionist gene. There's Not even anything to loot in this room. And yet it's behind a 3-pick locked door at high level. Interesting.
Let's go.
How did he die?
Proactive!
Well, after this, it'll be time for another campfire.
Let's go. Let's go. Right. Sure.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Let's rest. Get my health back up on the allotted guys. Alright, that's good.
Let's go.
Your thoughts?
Follow.
Keeping an eye out.
Alright, doesn't look like the loot's any good. But this room is awfully circular to serve no purpose. Or it could just be a circular chamber that leads to other chambers, like a rotunda. Okay, so looks like we got up and right. Let's go this way first. Save our game. These vampires are pretty rough.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Stand slip. Let's go.
Mow it.
Your thoughts must flow deep, deep.
Let's go.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep
These
you
ornate
safe.
stone coffins are lined with Vadra, peculiar runes that circle the jeweled sphere at the center of the lid.
Right.
I think I see something.
Almost like nursery coffins. Like for young children or something. Almost level up for a bunch of my guys.
What's this?
Yes. Nice try.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Ooh, a unique two-handed crossbow. Let me see. He doesn't have any benefit to a crossbow. Who was it who uses a crossbow? Is anybody? They too use guns. Somebody used a crossbow. Was it just him? Oh, she uses a... Sagani uses a regular bow. That's pretty good. Let's see how it looks compared to her her gun. Not quite as good, so we're just gonna vault it for now. Both their guns are in pretty damn good shape. So really, I've cleared this area. The only place to go next is past here. Oh, Kira kitty. Kira want some loving? Is that it? You're bad kitty. Bad kitty. Yeah, that's right. Troublesome. Go lay back down now. Actually, let's save. With Kana being low in hit points, it may be a situation where I have to use my last campfire. Well, the man regards you eagerly. Is it done? I heard a commotion. It's done. The vampire are dead. Ha, good, very good. He touches his hand to his mouth, brows knitted, and then laughs. Yes, it's all mine now. No more of their screaming. No need for any more pointless demonstrations of power. Go on, then. Go barreling down into the deep if you like. If the beetles don't make a quick end of you. Beetles? Voracious little devils. That's what caused this whole mess. You can kill one easily enough, but there's a great swarm of them chewing through the Adra. My Adra. There's only the arm now. In any case, they'll tear you apart just as easily as they do the crystals. He pauses. More easily. I have some questions first. Yes, I said you could have some answers. What is it? Who are you? Did you want a name? I forgot those ages ago. Who's going to call me anything down here? There's me, and now there's just you. That's all that matters. I was entrusted with the tests we performed here. The foremost, he taps his temple, mind of the age. None could rival me for arcane power save old Nua himself. He pauses, and perhaps some of his advisors. What was this place? Oh, many things. Our home once, and before that, a place of great deeds. He chuckles. Those foul chambers in there were once the sites of incredible discoveries. We were given the bulk of this floor. There was construction at all hours, of course. He gestures towards the Adra arm. For all of our work was, of course, for Ad Nua's purpose. What kind of experiments? Oh, he laughs. Think on it. A dozen sculptors carefully crafting a fingernail. Souls flung from their shells on the floors above and below. And all the while, Idris fusses over a cuticle. What kind of experiments were you doing? Why, we were preoccupied with matters of the soul. All of us were, because Ad Nua was. But here we toiled to find the dividing line between life and death, and crack it wide open. We were attempting to find a means of binding souls to their mortal vessels, preventing them from crossing the shroud. I say attempting. We found it, of course, a dozen minds set to purpose. How could we not? The things we learned. What a glorious time. We could determine the precise manner in which a soul would crack and shatter, could carefully place a fragment from one into another. He smiles at the memory. While our fellows wasted their efforts on phenomena like blights, we delved right into the heart of the matter. There were certain gaps in our knowledge, of course. I was perhaps enthusiastic in my pursuit. I thought that if anyone should attempt a more personal approach to the tests, it should be me. And no amount of certainty will make the imbibing of poison a pleasant experience. Death is the ultimate test, you see. If the soul has flown, then you know you failed. He chuckles. Your work sounds similar to animancy. Like what? The man shrugs. Perhaps others follow in our steps. I have not had the opportunity to keep up with the state of magical study. He smiles thinly. How have you stayed alive all this time? The big question. Binding a soul to its body was not, it turned out, very difficult. We were certain we'd found a kind of immortality. The body could be destroyed beyond repair, but anything less is quite survivable. I was eager to attempt it. My leg at the time pained me terribly. Old war wound. And I had heard one subject describe a sense of distance from the pain inflicted upon him. They felt it, but it didn't matter to them, which would be a vast improvement. I remember the first moment, the relief, he sighs. But we found that after some time the body would remember that it was, after all, dead. There's really no describing what it feels like to see your own fingers rotting away. He makes a face. The smell. We tried to revive the affected subjects with energy culled from their fellows, and it worked well enough. I was able to refine the spell work, keep myself and the others who had joined me as hale as ever. Ad Nua wasn't terribly pleased with the distraction, but that turned out not to matter. The mob came and murdered him, and we were sealed in here with the rest of his tools. But we still had the Adra, you see, and enough souls housed in there to feed us for, well, as long as we wished. And so, he grins, we had a time of it, we did, where we were able to preserve the furniture over the years. We had little meetings in the grand chamber. What a nice little family we were. His grin fades, until it had to end. What happened here? Here, you mean with them, the Adra, all of it? That's a long tale, and my patience has diminished with time. I'll tell you what happened recently. It was the Adder beetles. Oh, you wouldn't think it was something so small, so mundane. But they came swarming up from the lower reaches and started to feed upon the live Adra. Go on. We tried to fight them off, of course, but it was impossible. Kill one and two more are behind it. Something must have driven them up here. I don't know what. They all but amputated our adrenaline. Not enough to support all of us. Not us in the rooms, the tapestries, everything. But enough for me. None of the others knew the spells required. Their only part in it was simply to lie in their adra coffins and be revived. By me. So it was an obvious choice, wasn't it? No more of that. No more of anything. I swore I'd burn them all to kindling if they came near. Fortunately, you made that unnecessary. I'm looking for the Master Below. Do you know who that is? None of us took such grand titles. The only master of this would be Ardnua, our king, our poor grief-maddened king. He laughs. Would he call himself such, I wonder? Ardnua is dead. The mob would not have retreated without having killed him. He thinks a moment. But then, if we could preserve ourselves despite our deaths, then so perhaps could he. I am sure I considered the possibility once, when it all had come crashing down. If any man would prolong himself, it would be him. I wonder, was it he who drove the Adra beetles up here from below? His face twists with anger. Who stole our Adra source? Does he mourn his son yet, the mewling fool, that he should resent our feeding upon his statue? A possibility, he regards your son calm. After all this time, it wouldn't surprise me. Can you tell me about Ardnua? Our great lord, a wise man in his day, until his son was lost. An accident. Some small, unfortunate turn of fate. You have come but a little way past the sealed chambers. You must know by now that Ardnua did not take it well. He chuckles. This monument to his grief has outlasted him. But his madness provided opportunity, a promise of immortality for all of us. If it was found at the behest of a grieving father, what did it matter? He had a flock of devoted servants. For we had to find the soul in question, to bring it back from wherever it had gone to house it somewhere suitable. He indicates a statue, and such discoveries have cost, something the rabble didn't understand. How could you do that to your companions? You're soft-hearted, considering it was you who put an end to their immortality. They weren't anyone's friends. They would have licked the brains out of your cracked skull if they could. There wasn't enough life to go around, that's all it was. And 2,000 years is more than long enough to know someone. Think on it this way. You've sent them on their way, and they will live again in time. Isn't that a comfort? I have no more questions. Very well. Good to stretch the vocal cords, I have to say. I'll be going then. Give my regards to the dead when you see them. The man chuckles darkly.
Huh?
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Let's see what the next floor looks like. I don't find the Adra beetles overly difficult. They have a lot of hit points, so that's really it.
Let's go.
Keeping quiet.
So let's go to level 9. This address has turned a dull shade of crimson. Entire sections of it have crumbled away from the walls and ceiling.
Let's go!
On Saul. I'll give it a try, at least. I can do that.
I can't even unlock that with lockpicks. Always a good sign when you hear weeping.
Following your lead.
Need something? Will do.
Catman's down. No surprise there.
Need something? Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Of course.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so let's see. I've got a path forward across here to here. Do I have any potions that increase mechanics? Need something that increases mechanics. I want to get that one door open. Doesn't look like I have any way of boosting my mechanics, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and let's save first and see if I can run across with my group.
Yeah.
The giant is fallen! We're doomed!
The scholar has left us.
Nope. Let's see. Permanently losing characters. I do not want to do that. And I knew that was a possibility there. So what I'll do is I'll campfire first and then race across. Let's do movement. That way they spend less time. I knew because of his low health that was a distinct possibility that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye out.
Yes? Stand still!
Something?
Thoughts were dulled.
Let's go. Right.
Laying low.
The skull's thrown back in a grimace of agony. I haven't found any more sword fragments in the Endless Pass, which is kind of strange. Okay, so I came up here, explored around there, explored these two areas, explored down here, so now it's really this hallway. I don't know what a Vithrak is. Oh, whatever it is, it's not all that powerful.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Vithrak brain. Oh, I never faced one of those before.
I think I see something.
Hey.
Where?
Right. Let's go. Let's go.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Alright, let's go in that room. Four lockpicks. I don't know how much farther I'll be able to go in the dungeon just due to the lack of campfires. A little ways further, but probably no more boss battle or anything like that.
This may prove useful.
What's this?
Broken blade. Got another piece. Found both halves of the broken blade. So what does that mean exactly? Quest items. see if it's something I can craft. I don't think so. It might be something that can be forged. But how do I forge? Well, it's nothing I could do currently, I don't think. Making good progress on the quest list and the tasks.
Let's.
Yes. If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Ugh, my head is spinning. Not too.
What? Not even going at I've been.
Messed up, right now. We got you back. to alarm you, but I...
That actually may be the end of my exploration in this room here. Because my guys were hurt badly in that fight.
Nice and slow.
Spikes look sharp enough to cleave bone. There's the stairs down. We have one more room on this level, but I don't think my guys can survive it. So let me save first. Especially if well, only if there's enemies in there. If there's no enemies, then I could survive it, obviously.
Let's go!
What? Gotcha!
Your thoughts are...
Yes?
We'll miss you, big fella.
Got it!
keeping an eye out.
Okay, I really have to leave after this fight. But I think I may have cleared out level 9. So next time we come back, we can start on level 10. Let's look for hidden stuff. No hidden stuff. Let's see what's in this room. And we saved, so we could always... Actually, let me level her up, because maybe that'll regen her health. Alright. Ah, see? It worked. She's in a much better state now. Still don't wanna... Can't really survive another battle, I don't think. So let's just hope there's no enemies in this little alcove. I might be able to survive an Adra Beetle battle, possibly. Oh, I can level him up too. Let's do that before we even try. Is he using a Morning Star? Is that what he's using? Yes, he is using a Morning Star. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let me send my 2 fighters in first.
Yeah.
Just to
Hey.
see what the situation is.
Right.
Yeah?
Huh?
He goes to secret.
Okay, nope, not even gonna bother. Don't want to lose my character permanently. Maybe I'll just send my fighters in there and see if they can do it by themselves. Fighters and ranged characters. So he could stay off to the side. He
Yeah?
can stay off to the side.
Following your lead.
They can stay there.
Huh? Sure. Let's go!
Hey.
Doesn't look good.
I wish you...
Let's go!
Oh, I lost a character. Forget it. I can't do this fight in my current state. I just can't. I'm hurting too badly with the health of my characters. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Since I can't finish exploring level 9, I will make a note to myself. Endless Paths 9. Finish exploring level 9. Mostly clear to 10 except for 1 room. Alright, so let's head out because there's nothing more I can do.
Sure.
Oh, I need to be careful here or else they're gonna go over the spikes and kill themselves. Oh, no, they won't. Good. I was concerned about that. I wasn't sure how good the AI was as far as long pathing goes. Master staircase is right there. let's go back up to Caed Nua. Gonna have to buy some campfires. Probably the inn in Caed Nua has them. Maybe.
Not as beautiful as the...
I thought there'd be a fender there. My bad. Let's go ahead and get some rest. The morning is cold and silent. You are upon the plateau at the birthing bell, and there is no sound, no wind. The sky is a smooth, mortared gray. The forest beneath the plateau, nothing more than a jagged black silhouette. Even the rock, the Adra around you, it feels colder. The sun's warmth bled from it. Against the backdrop of the sky, you see the great birthing bell, hanging from its arch of Adra. Its surface is tarnished, and the shadows inside the bell are dark still. Seems to press down upon you, or simply sadly watching, as if standing above a graved form from the table of the plateau and the remains of the mother's womb that now covers its surface. And there is something heavy in your hands. It breathes, gurgling, slicking away, yet that is all it is. You find yourself filled with fear. You don't want to look at what you are holding. You don't want to touch it with your mind, and it is all you can do not to cast it from you. Examine what lies in your hands. The mass before you is vacant, flesh in the shape of a newborn. Bubbles of saliva bunch at the mouth, expelled by its steady, gurgling breath. Its arms, legs, head low and limp. No thought, no struggle, no desire to cry in protest or pain. There is nothing from within. There is an absence in your hands. Your hands tremble, shake, and the silence is broken as the chimes on your wrists echo with the trembling. And the chimes do not echo in the thoughts of the mass in your hands. There is no soul within to hear it. Reach out with your thoughts. The only emotions blanketing the plateau are the pain of the mother. The child breathes, its heart beats, but it makes no cry. The child feels light, empty. There is no joy in it, no fear, no thoughts at all. Yet in the hollows inside it, it breathes, a thing of habit, not life. You cannot move. Your trembling has subsided, and the birthing chimes on your wrists are still as the child. The mother is crying, eager to see, begging to see the child. You feel a sudden spike of fear, of being hunted. If you give the child to the mother, you will be blamed, and her anguish and rage shall fall upon you. She will not spare you or anyone you love, of this you are certain. But you did not cause this. You don't think you caused it. And the mother begs, her arms outstretched. Hand her the child. The chimes sound once more as you give the child to its mother, and as the chime fades, there is the eager gleam, the welling joy, the questioning, and you draw upon it deeply, letting the hope stream into her eyes. Let in her ears fill with the cries that you have heard countless times past from other children on the bell. You hear the laughter in the mother's voice, and streams of tears that run down her face, and with a practiced motion you weave a life that will never be into her eyes and thoughts. She will care for the child as if it were whole until you set her free. She will care for it until you find a way to heal what has happened, until reality cannot be dispelled anymore. And still, cradled beneath the weeping woman that birthed it, the child in her arms does not hear the cries of the mother, does not react. It is an empty thing that breathes and carries nothing within it, and the chimes on your wrists lie still. They are bound to you like chains, never to sound inside a newborn's mind ever again. Wake up.
Huh?
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
I have questions for you. I saw a Hollowborn at the birthing bell. The grieving mother's head bows, and she raises her hands, cradling them slowly, so the chimes do not sound as she moves them. You feel a chill in the air, as if the vault of your mind is growing, too large for the thoughts within, and your breath is laced with a chill. To your horror, you hear her breathing, ragged hacking, but strangely steady, and you could see saliva bunching at the corners of her lips, becoming thick ropes of drool that cast themselves down her chin. There is a smell of blood in the air, new, wet, and the salt, sharp tang in your mind. Coupled with this is the smell of sodden undergarments cloying at your senses. Take her shoulder, try and steady her. Stepping forward, your hand falls on her shoulder, and then you feel her begin to fall, rigid as a fallen stone, and you place your other hand on her shoulder to steady her. Throughout, there is the hard, steady breathing. Her clothes are wet. It is as if she is burning with fever beneath her tangled hair and beneath her threadbare robes, as if she is giving birth. With a slow, hissing intake of breath, her head rolls back on her shoulders, her eyes pressed tightly together like the lids of a newborn. Yet past the lids, you can feel the piercing stare, vacant, cold. Horribly, you sense nothing from her, not a thought, like the Hollowborn you held in her memory. You know if you try and pull away now, she'll vanish into herself and vanish from your thoughts, perhaps forever. And you have a terrible feeling that whatever connects the two of you will be cut. She is as helpless before you as a child, and you search your thoughts for a way to coax her to you. Share a memory of peace and comfort. She jerks slightly before you, then her head tilts and the steady breathing breaks, and she gives a racking cry.
I thought it was my doing. I thought that I had stilled it with my thoughts. The child. It was just a child. What was done with it?
You helped give birth to a Hollowborn, yet you made the mother think otherwise. Her breathing is steady again, but there's a life in it where there was not one before, and her emotions are building in her. Apprehension, confusion, welling up. She seems afraid to do more than simply be aware the memory is there.
It was not the last Hollowborn on the birthing bell, and never again did I hear a child's cry.
You have found a death within me, one that many women have borne within them. The words swirl with impulses and weight spiraling around her, and you feel as if you were being dragged into it. I sought to serve women in need, and instead my hands ushered no new life. What happened next, I bear the responsibility for. What happened next?
The first birth was the deepest, the saddest. Nothing I could do could find the child's spirit, guide it to him.
You feel a strange absence between you, as if your thoughts are being shared across a great distance. The thought bleeds out for a moment, then returns, sharp, near, personal. I cannot understand what had happened, what I might have done. I feared No, I cannot dwell on that thought. The child was always there, always a reminder of what had happened, a marker. I made her care for it. I made them all care for it, until I could find what had gone wrong. But the Hollowborn, it wasn't your doing. It happened elsewhere.
Little word of the outside world reached us. It was enough time for rage and pain and grief to guide hands. I feared what would happen to the children, what would happen to me. Every mother knows her womb may shed a stillborn, but these cold, soulless creatures, the parents wouldn't have understood, and fear of the unknown breeds violence.
What happened then?
I held their minds within mine. I shaped and guided them as long as I could. And with each passing day, each new birth, the strain grew. And the more I felt my control slipping, the more I focused my thoughts. Eventually, even I succumbed to the power of my own illusion. I'd woven the threads so tightly that I could no longer see through them.
And then one morning, I heard funeral bells tolling in the village. The sounds of wailing rose through the mists. A mother had died, her mind so focused on the care of her Hollowborn child that she neglected even to feed herself. And with that, the illusion broke. The townsfolk saw the Hollowborn the way they were. Not the way I'd wish them to see. By the end of the day, they'd begun to look at me differently, too. I did not understand what had happened, but I knew enough to flee, and every suspicion that surfaced, every faded memory of what I had done, I pressed it down, tucked it away. She feels cold, lonely, rigid. My skill failed me, but I did what was necessary. I regret the mother's death, but how much worse would it have been had I not acted? Protecting innocent lives is worth any price.
Yes. And yet, was the mother not also innocent? Did she not also deserve my protection? I feel the purity of my reasons, and yet little satisfaction for what I've done.
The right thing is not always easy, and yet if we can redeem the lost children of the Deerwood, our struggle will be worth it. The grieving mother's mind is silent and still for several moments. She lets your words wash over her, seeping into the cracks of her own thoughts.
My actions only caused more misery. Worse, I took from an entire village, made them as empty and helpless as the children I sought to protect. But you feel it was right to hold and direct their minds, even knowing the cost?
Mercy gave the children a chance, and it brought their families joy, if only for a while.
A melody, brief yet sweet, a fragile thing to cherish while it lasts. A short turn of the wheel, but a turn all the same. Your words have soothed my mind, in ways I did not expect. I thank you, Watcher, for the gift of your sight, for using it to guide me out of the prison of my mind. Let us hope it can also free you from the illusions Theos has woven around you.
Yeah.
Another quest completed. Clearing out these quests. Oh yeah, whittling them down. Two people to level up also.
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
Welcome.
He does not sell what I'm looking for. Let's check the other shops.
This place.
How do you do?
Back's hurting.
Not as beautiful as the Anguithin ruins near my home, but your fortress is impressive in its own little way.
Well met, friend.
Okay, let's see what I have in the main hall. I just want a campfire salesman. Can't I just have a campfire salesman?
Needs is another foreign colony.
Curious what the library looks like. All the books I could want. The map shows the Deerwood's old colonial borders. A settlement called New Dunrid is marked in the place of present-day Defiance Bay.
Good day to you.
Yes, camping supplies. Okay, so I have full camping supplies. So let's level our characters up. Let's do Weapon Master Ruffian. Summon Drake. Summon 2x Ogre. That could be handy. let's do the friendly AoE revive. But I don't know, I really would think it would be cool to have ogres or drakes. Let's do the drake. I shouldn't, but I want to.
Following your lead.
Huh?
Alright, let's save our game, and I'm gonna call it a stream there. Next time I stream this, I'll probably go back into the Endless Pass and finish up.
Is another foreign colony.
But this seems like a good stopping point. Making good progress, clearing up side quests, character quests, etc., etc. So I'll see you later. I'll probably stream some more later today. Not sure when, but definitely will stream again today. Alright, take it easy. Bye.